Hello and welcome to a new video. Um, the name is Arik, and I will be trying to do the gameplay of Night in Delirium. I haven't played at all, more than checking this, so let's start. Okay, hold on. About. In the lonely wasteland that leads to a mine inside, someone dumps the body of a woman and a series of horrible clues with a cryptic message of her killer at night. Who is hiding to commit such atrocities and why? Nicholas, the young owner of the Delirium bar, has decided to discover the murderer to protect the life of the only family he has left, his little niece. But he won't be alone. If he trusts the right person, he might find more than just the truth. Maybe he will end up discovering his true desires in the Delirium. Ooh, nice. Well, this now decorates to this very stuff. This is the demo alone, but should be fun to play. Let's see. Tutorial. Oh, thank God. Oh, I love the art already. When the twinkling lights and neon Bibles floors. When the twinkling lights and neon billboards fill the streets, it is time for Bar Delirio to open its doors and welcome its nice customers. I like the design of all of this too. The dog, the coffee, the people. I love the dog. This is Cervezas Cisne Negro. Nice. Drawn by the sweet liquor of the region, by the pleasant atmosphere of the bar, or by its friendly hosts. Once you set foot inside Bar Delirio, you won't want to go to any other bar. Oh, look. Nicholas. Andrew will love in a few minutes. Bar Delirio's welcome drink. Oh, Homer Simpson reference over there. Welcome. The portraits. Jennifer's body. I feel like I know the reference for this, but I can't recall it. Obviously, I know the reference for this. Friday night menu. Oh, this is so cool. Those baños. Are you sure you want to include your new dish on the menu? Yes, please. Under security. Want to try a sample? Sure, I shall be the first one to try it. Great. You'll love it. Access the pub from the Duncraft menu on the right tab of the screen. This. Then you can create drink and food recipes and serve the customers of each chapter. Click on. Oh, this is so cool. Tutorial. Welcome to the creation interface. Thank you. Here you can create the recipes the bar requires. Follow Andres and Nicholas' instructions to put together your creations. With this tab, you can switch between the kitchen and the bar sections. You are limited a number of creation slots. The slots can be used interchangeably between the kitchen and bar sections. To create a recipe, you must consider ingredients and preparation method. You can select ingredients from this container. The ingredients vary dependent of the section you're in. To add an ingredient to the recipe, you must first select it and then click on Add. Cool. In the preparation section, you can see the ingredients that have been added to the recipe. The minimum is 3 and the maximum is 4. You can remove an ingredient by clicking on it. Cool. Attention, when preparing drinks, the first ingredients must be from the base liquor category. Noted. After selecting a preparation method, click Prepare. When a recipe fails, it isn't added to the menu, nor do you lose any creation slots. Just simply discard it to continue crafting. Cool. You can try it again as many times as you like. When a recipe is successful, you can save it to your menu. Oh, that's nice. Saving a recipe only costs Saving a recipe only deducts 1 creation slot. Once you run out of creation slots, you can no longer make new recipes. Cool. If the service section is available, click on the train icon to serve bar customers. Oh, this is cool. The dish I would like to prepare today is French fries with some fresh sauce like pepper. guacamole, or salsa verde. We will use the red method. Let's get started. Okay, so it will be none of this because French fries, so this goes. Seasons will be fresh sauce. Oregano, very popular herb in Chilean cuisine. Used mainly for seasoned meats, stews, and sauces. It can be used fresh or dry. Pepper, lemon juice, cilantro, ají, crystal chili, garlic. So I'm pretty sure it's all of this. It is not. Okay, I'm gonna have this. I don't know how to make guacamole. Taste. Yeah, how can I fucking do? So I'm just gonna put this and fry. Something. Yeah, I figured. French fries. So we have potato. Can you just... No, okay. Potato. Okay. Avocado. Wait. You. Okay. Listen, at some point we're gonna get it. Guys, how is guacamole done? Oh. It's just... So that's why they have the recipe part. We're gonna use... I want the guacamole one. Let's try it. You and you... I was going to get it at some point, I think. And garlic. Perfect. Yay! Guacamole fries. Oh, we got affinity with a true. Oh, that's sweet. Today I'm going to make a simple yet versatile cocktail. A gin tonic. Okay. So, gin. Okay. So... Yay! Welcome to the surface. What's this show? I have no clue about sauces and alcohol. Welcome to the server's interface. Here you can offer drinks and food to bar customers. With this tab, you can switch between the food menu and the drinks menu. Save recipes will appear in their respective categories. To add recipes to order, you must click on the button. You can serve them by clicking serve. Each customer has 2 bars to indicate how much hunger and how much alcohol thirst they have at the moment. I like that it's alcohol thirst and not thirst, because if you're thirsty, you will ask for water. Ideally, you should serve a drink and a meal that covers the same score. Plus, customers have favorite and disliked recipes, which you can discover. Cool. Once you complete the service, you'll see a summary and your affinity points. If your result was the highest, you'll have an extra dialogue. That will allow you to get to know each client a little better. Okay. When you finish serving the last customer in the round, you'll return to the story. Cool. Okay, so we technically we just had to technically he's just going to try the fries, so we cannot serve it without a drink. Dang it. Okay, so fries with guacamole, that should go with lemon. No. Yes. How did it go? Here's my new creation. Fried potatoes with special home-style dressing. It looks incredible. You're garnished very well, even though it looks like a simple dish. I've been practicing. Based on your interactions, affinity points are gained or lost for each character. Check how much affinity is earned by clicking on the Stats button in the drop-down menu on the right. By gaining affinity, dates, and encounters unlock for each character, which increases your points. By gaining affinity, dates and encounters unlock. Yeah, okay, got it. It's really good. I'll put it in the menu right now. I don't care if you didn't like it. Andrew is a sweet boy. For gaining his prize. Hello guys, Marcelo. Ricardo, hello. How's it going? Welcome, would you like anything to drink? Just the usual. Me too. Marcelo recorded our regulars at the bar. Why, thank you. I'd like to give them a special service today. Marcelo likes a local beer, and it could go with Andrew's new potato dish. Ricardo always prefers drinking wine. I guess I just switch this on first kitchen platter. Boy, I have no clue what it is. Close the pub. What is? How do I close the pub? Oh. You and this. Oh. I love these two together. You don't know my taste, huh? The usual is fine. This and I think. Okay, let's try to see. Deli platter, main course, desserts. Look at this. Ooh. I love these two together. This is a place I can trust. Wait, I love that he has like a beer bottle in his hand, despite the fact that he just said he likes wine. Here are the drinks. Appetizers are on the house. Really? Thanks, looks delicious. It is my new dish. Will be available on the menu as of today. Thanks. Sure, we're pleased to have you two here. Oh, that's so sweet. The atmosphere is very lively. It is a pity we had to close early. It is what it is. Today is the day of the foundation of Aguas Vivas, and I won't miss the celebration held at the central square. Yes, Manis wants us to see everything around. I will look with that. Buena suerte, mi amigo. Oh, I like the house. Every year in Aguas Vivas, a great celebration is held to commemorate the day of the founding of the town. Is Aguas Vivas an actual celebrity? Like, no. Like an actual place? Or was it made up for this place? I'm bad at geography. Hold on. Squares and parks are decorated with pennants and banners. There are musical performances and ancient legends and traditions are remembered. Aguas Vivas bears its name for a reason. Since ancient times, there have been stories about the encounters between humans and supernatural creatures who inhabited the rivers and lakes of the entire region. See? Okay, like, and supernatural creatures is just a very weird, very disgusting at some point creature that just burns whenever you touch it. The mysterious Sompo, mermaids, and tritons capable of changing their body shape, petroglyphs of which can still be found in the area. The villagers like to celebrate by wearing costumes, playing traditional games, and enjoying the best local delicacies. And of course, we can forget about the annual fireworks show on the shore of the lake. Oh, my niece is so cute. You ready, Gabby? Yes, uncle. Oh, it's Gabriela. I brought my camera. I'll take tons of photos. Let's go. Map. In order to progress within the game, improve your investigation skills in each chapter. To do so, complete the map quests on different events within town, where mysterious pieces can be collected. Both sections are in the drop-down menu on the right tab. Okay, fine, I click on the map. I want to see stars. Welcome to the test interface. I think I'm getting ahead. Oh well, I hope this doesn't crash the game. Here you can check your progress with the game's romantic interest. There's romantic interest in a murder mystery? Don't mind if I do. Each villain has a personal profile where you can see the information, the favorite drink, and unwanted recipes, what others think, and the events of each chapter of the story. Clicking on an event card will bring up a summary indicating whenever the character has an event in that chapter and what you can obtain. In events, you can get one or more of these categories: Affinity, Alert, Gallery, and Mystery. You will only have event information available up to the current chapter you're on. Okay, that's sweet. I wanna see entries. Oh, he's 25 years old. Bartender. He was Nicholas' classmate in high school. I don't know why I read that as a student, but okay. But they became close when they took a course in hospitality. He is very detail-oriented, which shows in the beauty of his culinary work. Bartender is really important to him as he feels valued for his abilities. In return, he gives his all to help Nicholas to fulfill his dreams. Andrew usually looks sweet and cheerful, but struggled a lot in the past. He made it through with his young aunt's support, to whom he is deeply grateful. He lives alone in a small apartment and always tries not to be a burden to anyone, but deep down, he longs to one day have a place to call home. Where's Lonnie? I think I just found him in a game. Okay, I'm not gonna take the others. Like, see, two quite very looking. These two are of the question already for me, but okay, let's see, go map. Welcome to the map interface. Here you can check your August location and see if there are any available events. In each chapter, you will have a different research mission, in which you will have a limited time to explore some of the location of Aguas Vivas. In this rundown, you will have the necessary information to carry out the research mission. In the top section, you will have information about the current chapter and the current time. Events will be available within a limited time window, so it's important to pay attention to the passage of time. Okay, good thing to mention that. I will definitely not pay attention. Here you can get a snapshot of the selected location and a brief description. By full default, it will show your current location. Nicholas' house. Nicholas' house is a large but simply two-story house with a small bar and wine cellar. Found my dream house, what? It was built in the 80s and it originally belonged to his parents. There, Nicholas grew up with his older brother, Jamie. I'm gonna assume Jamie is like Gabriela's dad, since he's living with his niece, and she looks very young. By clicking on the available events buttons, you'll be able to see events information, time restrictions, event duration, and meetings. Oh, this is so cool. El Capitan Restaurant. Located in the Aguas Vivas downtown, is a well-known restaurant and essential tourist spot to discover the local delicacies that the town has to offer. Event available, start and duration 60 minutes. Meeting with Event have a start and end restrictions. Oh, cool. Central Square, the heart of Aguas Vivas, where town hall celebrations and cultural activities are held. It also makes a convenient meeting spot and a nice strolling path. Most locals take care and appreciate the Central Square. Yeah, this is definitely fictitious. Start indicates the start of the event will not be available later. Additionally, upon entering the event, the current game time will automatically advance to match the event's start time. Lakeshore. One of the shore of the lake, there's natural and shallow area perfect for swimming and water sports. Locals often visit it and enjoy a moment of peace and recreation. And in the case of last time, you can enter the event. After a time, the event will not be available. Cool. I assume this also means they will not repeat at all. There are events that have no time restriction, and it will be available until the research mission ends. Cool. Below you will find general information about the research mission for each chapter. This information is updated as you complete the events. Join Gavin in different activities held at the West Vivas Foundation Day. Final limit 11 p.m. Available times an hour. Available events 2. Cool. You can hide the drop downtown by clicking the arrows icon. Cool. Finally, in this information tab, you can review the symbology of the map buttons. Event, current location, event, Marcel event, events, Andres event, Ricardo event. Oh, that's so sweet. I love this. What was it? Yeah, wait. Thank you again. Event. Okay, I'm gonna meet... Okay, let's see this one. Meeting with Andres. Doesn't have a start or an end. Neither does this one, so let's go meet with Andres. The co-worker first, guys. Festive music flooded the main square of the town of Aguas Vivas, attracting passers-by to the celebration. A modest stage was installed on the central gazebo, where dance groups, musical bands, and comedians could listen. The costume competition and traditional games were organized beyond. The joyful hustle and bustle of attendees and the laughter of the children were audible everywhere. It's so colorful. It seems like they went the extra mile this year.
It's so pretty. I never seen the square this lively.
Hello, Nico and Gabby.
You think that you came?
Hello, Andres. Want to try to put the crown on Sampalito?
Was that just name is Sampalito?
Yes, haven't you read Sampalito's comic strips? Well, they are pretty well. The comic was created by a cartoonist from Aguas Vivas in the 1960s. It was so popular that it got published in several countries and languages. Gabby, I think we have some of those comic strips at home.
And I think I saved them.
Sampalito was the youngest son of a family of Sampals. Although all his relatives were beautiful mermaids and tritons, he had come looking different, with a human body and the face of a fish. In the comics, you can read all about his misfortunes, since he easily fell in love and was always trying to win over a girl. Sampalito's comics entertained many generations, and he became a beloved character, especially here in town. That's why there's a Sampalito statue in the central square. Oh, that's so cute.
I didn't know.
Do you want to play?
Yeah, sure. Here we go.
Like many other children, Gabby tried to throw the crown-shaped ring on Sampalito's head. Throwing the ring wasn't as simple as it seemed, as the statue was larger than an adult, and its round face made most of the rings bounce off before they could reach its upper flipper. But Gabby didn't give up, and after a few attempts, she finally succeeded. Yay! Cooking a beautiful white crown on Sampalito's head.
Yes!
That's great, Gabby. Well done.
That was easy.
What are you doing next? Continue to walk around. We'll walk around. Okay, have fun. Where could I go now? Let's go meet this mysterious purple figure, because I like purple. Along with violent music and its characteristic elegance, the most famous restaurant in Aguas Vivas offers its customers a delicious buffet prepared especially for the event. Oh, I like the characters. Guy in the background, my response. It offers an exclusive experience to taste the delicacies of the region and enjoy an unforgettable moment. I knew this was a good idea. Do you think I got a reservation for the evening buffet? It's good to spoil oneself after so much work. Okay, so we had an actual reservation for this? Cool, good thing we took it. What do you want first, Gabby?
Pizza. No, skewers. And bananas. Everything looks delicious. I can choose.
Nice. Suddenly, a young and elegant man turned to see them after overhearing their conversation. Well, hello there. If you don't mind, allow me to recommend you a dish. Sure, we appreciate it if you do so. The man gave them an enigmatic smile, somewhere between kindness and cleverness. Nicholas didn't want to make a big deal out of it, as the man seemed friendly and knowledgeable about the gourmet world. Although you can find a variety of good options, a dish not to be overlooked is the seafood cocktail. I just had it and it was delicious. It has fish, seafood, octopus, and crab on a layer of vegetables dressed with balsamic vinegar. Sounds good. I think I'll have that.
I don't like seafood. It looks chewy and it's hard to eat.
I thought the same when I was your age. Perhaps it's a good thing that you're picky. In this area, there is a type of shellfish called blue seashell that can be lethal if you. He looks like a kind boy. I mean the seashell. I mean the shellfish. Fishermen are very careful not to confuse it with those shellfish that are edible. This shellfish possesses a sac that allows it to expel poison when in danger. Yes, I remember when I was a kid, news about this shellfish came out every year. But I think it's been a long time since it was last seen on the coast. But you never know, it's actually interesting. Early inhabitants of this region used the poison of this shellfish for initiation rituals. In most doses and mixed it with specific herbs, it produced hallucinations and other perceptual alterations that were non-lethal. I was interested in this sort of stuff as a child. I still think this is not a conversation a child should hear. We had creatures with horrible self-preservation. I don't think we should give us more information. It will probably not go well. But that's probably not common knowledge anymore. Some events give a special image that can be seen in the main menu gallery. Oh! Suddenly.
You know many interesting things.
Well, I hope you enjoyed your dinner. Thank you. The elegant man walked away, disappearing among the restaurant's customers and waiters. Nicholas didn't think he'd seen him again. It would be an incredible coincidence to meet such a mysterious man out of the blue again. Yeah, so they let me play God, and the man is cute. But it caught his attention that even though they spoke for only a moment, his words left him thinking about many things. He didn't give us his name. That was delicious.
It was the best dinner of my life.
What would you like to do now, Gabby? Go home.
We had a great time, Uncle, but I want to go home.
As you wish. Let's go home. It's been a long time since we've been out. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had so much fun. Thanks, Uncle Nico.
Sleepy too. Let's go to sleep. Oh, I love them.
Good night, Uncle Nico.
Good night, Gabby. And so the Aguas Vivas Foundation Day ended. The customers were put away, the lights were turned off, and the whole town was wondering what new attractions they will create for the next year. This is nice. Oh, I also like the decoration of the house. So cool. I want to see it when the light's on. End of tutorial. I'm gonna save first. I don't trust myself. Yeah. Okay. Let's continue. Oh, this is so cool. Because what's happening? No, can't stop. Oh, this is so good. This is so amazing. Have to find the intro later because it didn't. Oh, wait, I can see the information. I think nothing could chase the or witnessed by those walls. They were pyramid in layers of dirt and mold, like a living memory. An echo continued to rever- reverberate through time. Nothing will erase those memories. Nothing will erase the pain. Perhaps you should have lied then, fading away with sunlight like a little angel. But something went terribly wrong again. Something was twisted forever, and an unknown hunger took hold of his mind. The hunger of a monster. Oh, please don't tell me some. Please don't tell me someone is gonna go murdering people weighing the Juanito. I still think the word was Juanito, but the statue's head. It started getting dark early that day, as the house of the town became ghostly silhouettes and tungsten lights colored the streets. A cold breeze blew through the trees, but Nicholas hardly noticed any of that. His mind was too clouded by the argument we had with Gabby earlier. He couldn't shake the uneasy feeling of having left in a hurry without settling things with the girl. Dusty was getting too late and he had to open the door.
Uncle, everybody's going to the trip. Don't be like this.
She told him. But Nicholas was terrified what could happen in a couple of nights without his supervision. No, he wouldn't take his mind, even if Gabby ended up hating him for it. As he walked quickly through the usual alleys, he suddenly heard steps following him. Servicio antiplagas, arriendos, venta de casas, venta de terreno. Se les metió la N. Venta de parcelas, subdivisiones, transacciones, supongo que sería transacciones. Administración, contacto. I won't try that number actually. Now there's wanted posters. They kept some distance away, but followed his every turn through the narrow lanes and alleyways that led to the bar. Nicholas glimpsed a hooded shadow behind him. Because of the flickering of the dim street lights, he couldn't make out his true size. An unsettling feeling ran through him, giving him goosebumps. The steady sound of each footstep only increased his tension. He couldn't take it anymore. He needed to take a look. He needed to know. As he sealed himself, the strange silhouette took a sudden detour. Nicholas stopped, staying alert. The footsteps moved quietly away, until they were no longer audible. There was no one but him in the alley. He felt so silly. What's going on? I'm getting paranoid. He softly smacked his cheeks to compose himself. He didn't need to bring his own problems and worries to the bar. He needed to focus. He had work after all. But Nicholas wasn't the only one tormented by the events that drenched the night of Aguas Vivas with blood. Oh. A new victim of the Aguas Vivas killer was recently found. There were many rumors circulating in town about the way the body was found, despite the efforts from the authorities to share as few details as possible. As in previous murders of this case, the body was found wearing an erotic costume for some unknown sinister purpose. The costume, stained with vomit and other fluids, seemed to be the center of the most morbid theories. Fear lingered silently in the solitude of the night, but it was perhaps this same anguish and expectant solitude that led many of the town's inhabitants to drown their minds in the warmth left by a good drink of alcohol in the company of the usual strangers. Nico, have you seen the news? It's horrifying. They say the victim was a teacher. Hello, Marcella. Are you okay? Andres called me to get him the duplicate kit so I came to help him open the bar. Seriously, thanks, I owe you one. As Marcelo gave him a friendly squeeze, Nicholas felt so relieved that it took him a while to let go without realizing it. Somehow, his big warm arms always managed to comfort him. Perhaps he held this way because he no longer had anyone older to turn to. No worries, if it is for your sake, it's worth it. Marcelo had always been like that, like an older brother. And yet he's one of the datables? Nicholas was very grateful to have a friend like him to rely upon, even in those moments when the boss seemed to have lost all hope. The truth is that neither of them had a very easy life. He took a deep breath to dispel those dark memories and looked around him. The atmosphere in the bar seemed to be much of the same as always, perhaps a little less loud, perhaps a little emptier. At least the charm of the music had managed to cover up that obvious absence. You should think about how this whole murder situation might affect the bar. Let's consider a lot of possible scenarios. For now, it might not seem like a problem, but it's not telling how much it affects business if women don't come to the bar anymore. You're right. Although he tried to be optimistic, he knew that Marcelo's warning was not unfounded. As he tried to think about this, he was interrupted by a loud thud from one of the tables at the entrance. He noticed some voice being raised. He didn't think a fight would break out, but it did, and it didn't look like it ended here. He recognized Mr. Jose, an older man and a regular in the bar. He used to have a reputation for telling dirty jokes. The other person involved, whom he had not seen before, was a tall, athletic young man who, judging by his appearance, was clearly from the capital. Both seemed on the verge of throwing punches, while his co-worker Andres tried to stomp them to no avail. That kid is out of his depth. Should give him a hand. Certainly, Andres was too soft to deal with conflict. If he didn't help, Andres would get hurt. I'll be right back. Please stop. This rude pygmy must spill my trick. I will leave until he buys me another one, and throw him out after. You're the one who needs to get the astronaut, you old fart. It's my fault you trip over your own fate, you spill my beer on me. Are you going to pay for my blue phone? I don't know what you're talking about. You made me trip. And I'm not all fart. Why don't we just leave it at none of you were at fault? But this is his fault. No, it's his fault. This one and well. Nicholas felt a little shiver and looked next to him. At the next table, Ricardo, a mysterious man who frequents the bar and always drinks alone, made his eyes for a moment. Apparently, he had witnessed this scene in detail. With a subtle movements, he points out the floor covered with beer to Nicholas. Nicholas looks to the floor intently. The blue phone had felt a mystic combination, and a video of a beautiful naked woman was still playing on the screen. The video seemed more artistic than sexual, but it was enough for Nicholas to get an idea of what had really happened. Now he knew how to fix the situation. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna go with another beer. I don't know what happened actually. Because the video the other guy was looking at. Really? So let me get you another beer. What? Really? Please, there's no need to keep this going. I'll get you another beer for the one that got spilled. Because you're a regular customer. He only asks you to calm down. The bar always has a friendly atmosphere. We all like it that way. Andres, could you get him another beer? Yes, sir. Well, okay. I'm sorry about this. Don't worry. And so, with surprise and docility, Mr. Jose evidently followed Andres to the bar, where Marcelo made sure to keep him entertained with small talk. Now, all that was left was to help the other party involved. Nicholas turned to the young man, who had already picked up his phone and was cleaning it with a blue cloth. Everything about him looked so sophisticated that Nicholas felt like a simple, graceless pumpkin. But the young man smiled at him amused. What a jerk, right? And the old fart wanted me to buy him another beer. No way. Sorry about your phone. I don't know how much it'll cost to fix it, but hey, don't worry, you have nothing to do with this mess. Relax, you got all man off my back like a pro. That's enough. Okay. Is there anything I can compensate you with? You could bring me something delicious. Surprise me, cutie. There was no doubt about it. From the way the gentleman tilted his head and saw a glass at him, to the way he licked his lips, it was clear he was flirting. Nicholas' heart skipped a bit. Mate, you just met him. The way the gentleman could flirt so effortlessly without anyone surprised him. Nothing like this had ever happened to him, not even with the girls of the town. Strangely encouraged by the compliment, Nicholas returned to the bar to prepare a special drink for this new client. Oh yeah, hold on. Let me just stats.
We still don't know their names.
Okay, Andres. That's it. Marcelo. Oh, industrial engineer. That's nice. You, secretary. Cool.
How old is the protagonist?
Strangely encouraged by the compliment, Nicholas returned to the bar to prepare a special drink for this new client. I think it will be 25 now I think about it, because Andrea and him were friends, like classmates. He started to make a refreshing drink, not too sweet, but with an intense flavor. A white tequila cocktail. Nicholas was sure it would be to his liking. As he prepared drink after drink, Nicholas felt a brief brush against his back, and a softly whispered "Thank you, you saved me" from Andres. His partner still seemed to be feeling a little concerned, and Nicholas saw him carrying trays full of empty glasses to take care of the cleaning. Nicholas only hoped that the night would remain peaceful. Let's go make a drink. Okay, hold on. Let's make the drink first. Make cocktail using the shaking method, which consists of figuratively shaking ingredients. Cool. It is ideal when we want to combine ingredients. Okay, cocktail. I think it will go. Does it go well with this? Nope. But okay, so now let's see the recipes. Oh. I'm gonna try with this. Chilean hot dog. Okay, no. What? What are they? Ah. So Okay, cool. Ugh, I'm exhausted. I want my shift to be over. It was a little over an hour before closing time, and although many customers had already left, there were still some left. Nicholas took the opportunity to take out the garbage and get some fresh air. Amidst the silence of the night, he noticed a man squatting a few feet away from the bar, talking softly to some creature. Though he couldn't see it well, as it was hidden behind the man's silhouette, he thought it was a cat. It was common for cats to go all at the time of night to look through the garbage to find something to stuff their stomachs. On the other hand, the man was dressed in an elegant chippy suit, which made him look like a successful executive. It was a bit odd that he could be interested in street cats. Suddenly, the man stood up, and Nicholas realized that the silhouette next to him was much larger than the one of a cat. In fact, it was the size and shape of a girl. Once he knew particularly well despite the hoodie that hid part of her face. When the girl saw him, she ran to him.
Uncle Nico!
Nicholas went to rush her, and as soon as Gabriella got close to him, he pulled her behind him protectively. Gaby, why are you here? This is man. I think there's been a misunderstanding. Gaby was crying inconsolably, holding on to Nicholas.
I'm sorry, Uncle. I got really sad and I followed you. Please don't get angry. I just wanted to see you.
Gaby, I'm not angry. Now tell me what this man did to you.
You're not?
No, just worried. The kid was lost. Well, actually, I was looking for a place too, and I think I got turned around. I wish I heard the map on my phone to see if either of us could find a way back to the main street.
Yes, he was trying to help me, Uncle. I wanted to see you make up.
But why did you go like that? Please don't ever do that again. I don't know what I'd do if something happened to you. It's dangerous to be outside at this hour. Oh, promise me you won't sneak out again.
I promise.
Gaby took refuge in his arms for a moment, and Nicholas understood the source of the anguish that had caused her to leave the house. Frederick visited her too early in life, and the absurdity of losing everything all at once constantly lurked in the shadows. It was something both had to deal with.
Uncle, do you still love me?
Of course I do, Gaby. Why did you ask? I'll always love you.
Me too, Uncle Nico.
When they both had calmed down, Nicholas apologized to the man for overreacting and got him a taxi so he could go to the place he was looking for. Nicholas felt bad for him like a bad guy, but he was quite sympathetic. He seemed to be a very mature man, despite looking even younger than Marcelo. And for some reason, that made him feel a little embarrassed. When he was about to get in the taxi, the man who seemed to notice his discomfort politely said, "Thanks for the help, Nicholas. And don't worry, I fully understand you feeling suspicious at the beginning. Don't be shy about it. I have reacted the same way. It must be a tough job to take care of a child on your own." It really is. And again, I'm sorry. Come to the bar whenever you want. Beers on me. The man smiled and waved goodbye. They saw the vehicle drive away up the street, probably in the direction of a townhouse complex built for mine workers. We still don't know his name. Gaby promised she will behave and stayed in the staff dressing room to wait for the bar to close. An hour later, when the last customer left and Nicholas finished cleaning up, he went back to Gaby and found her asleep on a cushioned seat. He carefully carried the girl on his back and closed the bar with a feeling of genuine relief despite all the emotions of the night. Oh, this is sweet. Thank you. And I love them. The next day, the morning was disrupted thanks to a simple mistake.
Uncle, we're late. Wake up.
Huh? Well, what about the alarm? Did you sleep?
It's 9 a.m.
No way. That day, Nicholas had promised to pick Veronica up at the bus stop. His childhood friend, with whom he had a brief affair as a teenager, had taken a leave of absence from her medical studies in the capital to return to Aguas Vivas temporarily. Bad timing. Nicholas couldn't help but feel worried about Veronica, yet nothing will change her mind. He had already tried to convince her not to interrupt her studies, but the reason for her return was much more important. Her mother's health was declining. Oh, this is nice. Oh, I love the logo for Apple is no heart. Oh, this is cute. We have to go quickly. Are you ready, Gaby?
Yes, I got everything. I even packed my bag.
Hold on, Gaby. If it weren't for you, we'd be in trouble. Oh, I want to see more.
Oh,
Oh, this is so cute. Okay, we're going with map. Where do we have to go? Mm, I think it's Veronica's house then. Oh, Mother Veronica got the bus stop located at the central. Well, fuck, I love that I read that. On the way to Central Square, Nicholas and Gabby walked past the house Veronica and her mother used to live in some time ago. It looked empty and messy. They saw a stray dog nip and some trash on the ground. Some missing person notice could be seen. They have been hanging around the walls and light posts of the town for some time. It seemed like someone took the notice from the area and threw them away. Some had the message, we are a lost scribble. Nicholas wondered who could have done that, but he had no time to give it a second thought. Where shall I go now? Okay, so thanks. What's that? What is the post of Disco, Ricardo's house, Ginsburg, Farnham? Where is the bus stop? Central School. Oh wait, is this in the Central School? Yep. And that, guys, is why we should peace. The cool morning breeze was filled with the aroma of coffee and freshly baked bread from the nearby cafes and bakeries. Some locals were enjoying the first hours of daylight, reading the newspapers, sitting on benches, and feeding the pigeons that flocked to the central square of Aguas Vivas. Only a couple of passers-by were walking quietly towards the bank. It was not yet the busiest time of day. For that reason, when Nicholas and Gabriela ran across the square in a hurry, several curious onlookers turned to see what was happening. At the bus stop right on the main avenue, a young woman was waiting while reading the local newspaper. She was carrying a couple of large suitcases in a bag, which made it clear she wasn't there for vacation. Her honey-colored eyes went over the disturbing news about the Aguas Vivas killer in detail. With more than horror, she seemed to be trying to solve the mystery hidden among the few clues published in the newspaper. Only when she heard racing feet at the bus stop did she look in surprise. Nico, Gabby! Easy, guys, what happened?
Yay, we made it.
What took you so long? I was about to take a taxi.
Uncle Nico was like, Gabby.
I figured. I'm sorry, but your story was a bit rough. I'll make it up to you with a delicious breakfast. Let's go to El Sancal Cafe, what do you say?
El Sancal Cafe.
Sure, just like the old good days. Nicholas smiled to get off Veronica's suitcase. He was so happy to see his friend again that he was able to relax and forget his worries for a moment. Although it had been a couple of years since they broke up, Veronica was still very important to him. Not because he still saw her as a romantic interest, but because she was someone he trusted completely and loved dearly, as if she were part of his family. He knew Veronica felt the same. The cafe was not that far. It only took them about 5 minutes on foot. Gabby was holding Veronica's hand, and her little face showed how happy she felt to see her again. She looked up to Veronica as an older sister. Okay, can I have a way to... I don't think so. Oh, cool. Thank you. Screenshot, highlight first. Yay. Juegos, bebidas, agua mineral, snacks, dulces, galletas, bebidas energéticas, café, helados, sándwich, papas fritas, empanadas, cigarrillos. Bienvenidos. Okay, cool. Gabby always thought she would like to be smart and cool as Veronica when she grew up. After choosing a seat on the chairs and waiting for the waitress to bring their orders, they were able to have a more relaxed conversation. This is sweet. Pero I didn't think you will come back to town. The truth is that when you called me, I thought you wanted to have your mom transferred to a hospital in the capital so that she could be treated there while you studied. That's what I was originally planning to do, Nico, but it seems that she got sick while she was in the middle of her biology research. Nothing is clear yet, she's still undergoing medical examinations, but she's confident she'll get her diagnosis in aguas vivas. You know how stubborn she can be, and just worry that her disease will keep spreading with no cure in sight. I want to be able to help her in any way I can, even if I am not yet a graduate doctor. I am sure you will be a great support to her and the doctors better. Thanks, Nico. I hope so too.
You're amazing. I know you're going to be a big help. I'll also help you in any way I can.
Thanks, Gabby. You're such a good girl. Slowly, Veronica let up all the tension she had been holding in. She wanted to have as much optimism and confidence in her abilities as Nicholas did. She was grateful to count on her best friend, someone who genuinely cared for her. He knew what it was like to fear losing someone dear. Oh, this is sweet, and I love it, and I love this type of friendships. Time flew by as I enjoyed good coffee and crunchy toast with avocado and ham. Meanwhile, Gabby had a yogurt bowl with cereal and fruit, and she told them about all the fun things she had done at school as she happily ate. Suddenly, Veronica's cell phone rang, and only then they realized that it was already 11 a.m. Oh no, I had told Andres to come to my house by now. He was going to assemble some spare furniture he couldn't fit in his apartment. His apartment is so small. I guess he just likes independence. Well, I'm going to call for a taxi while they ring our bell. A phone call? Yes, because of my job at the bar, I know almost all the drivers in town. They helped me many times with customers who fall asleep or feel unwell. You're very kind to your customers, Nico. They must love you. It's not a big deal. The taxi didn't take long to arrive, and after that hour, it was easy to find several of them driving around downtown. With no time to waste, they headed towards Veronica's house, which was only a couple of blocks away from where Nicholas and Gabriela lived. Yeah, we checked that by mistake. The neighborhood had not changed much in the last few years. It still kept a traditional 1960s looks, with houses designed to accommodate large families in a peaceful and cozy environment. However, the house where Veronica and her mother lived stood out from the others because of the beautiful view offered by the garden. It displayed expensive rose bushes, ferns, and shrubs. Now, given the recent lack of care, the garden looked a bit dull, but some of its original beauty still remained. They found Andros leaning against the fence at the entrance. Next to him were a couple of large boxes with the furniture. Hi guys. How was the ride back home, bro? I'm sorry, Andres. I made you get up early on a weekend. That's okay. At least it'll be a productive day. Hey guys, if you don't mind, I can say I helped you with the furniture. Are you sure? You don't have to. No problem. That way you can finish sooner. Teamwork? This brings back high school memories. That's right. Carefully, Andres and Nicholas carried the heavy boxes into the house, while Veronica and Gabby removed any obstacles from their path. Once they decided where they will assemble the desk and shelf, they began to separate and sort all of the wood pieces. At the beginning, Gabby thought it was very fun tasks to organize the different screws, nuts, bolts, and tools they will need in a small box. But as they followed the instructions in the manual step by step, the assembly process proved more tedious than expected. There were many different parts, and they didn't let Gabby do much more than hand them each screw one by one. As Nicholas, Anders, and Veronica were so focused in assembling the furniture that it seemed they didn't notice they were pausing. Bored and thinking what she could help with, Gabby came up with an idea.
Uncle Nico, can I go buy ice cream? It won't be long.
I think there was a store nearby, right? Yes, there is a store around the corner. Although they might be on lunch break at this hour. You're right. If there's no one in the store, you can look, okay?
Yes, Uncle.
Nicholas took his wallet and gave Gabby some cash. That should be enough.
I'll buy ice cream for everyone.
I'll get my lunch. I'm starving. While they left, Gabby grabbed her backpack and happily went out. Veronica and Nicholas continued assembling the last part of the desk, which turned out to be quite spacious and comfortable. If something happens to this girl, I'm crushing out. Veronica was delighted. She could set up her laptop and all the books she bought. Nicholas wondered why Andres thought that such a large piece of furniture would fit in his apartment. Didn't he measure the space before buying anything? He thought he would have to give Andres some survival tips so he wouldn't have too many problems in his new independent life. When they were finishing with the desk, a delicious aroma cooking from the kitchen made their mouths water. Andres found several ingredients in the refrigerator and pantry of the house. He thought making something simple and quick, although he always added some extra detail in the end. He couldn't help it, cooking was his passion. Ladies and gentlemen, lunch is served. If you'd like to join me. Huh? Gabby isn't back yet? Nicholas and Veronica look at each other worried. It had been at least 30 minutes since Gabby had left the house. She should have been back by now. I could look for her. Let's all go, she wouldn't be out too far. Please let the child be fine. The meeting somehow left the street of the neighborhood empty. One or two stray dogs wandered around in search of a cool place to rest in the shade. There was no one, not a single soul, not a single witness. The three of them searched every corner, their eyes eagerly looking for any leads. It was not a shopping district, but it had a couple small local stores. They went up to all of them, displaying the whole situation, and left a contact number. After some time, the three of them gathered. Gabby was nowhere to be found. I'm gonna grow up. Nicholas started to panic and thought that something had happened to Gabby was unbearable, but he tried to stay focused and act rationally. If she's not here, she must have gone somewhere else. Maybe she walked down the street to the park. Sometimes an ice cream truck drives by this area. Maybe she saw him follow it. Maybe, but I didn't hear any trucks passing by. Let's go to the park anyway, hurry. As they moved through the leafy streets of the park, Nicholas had a vivid memory from the past. A brief flashback from his childhood of running desperately down the same path and looking for someone he never saw again. He tried to push the uneasy feeling away and concentrate, but it was very difficult to distinguish what was real and what was just awakened in his memories. He just knew he needed to find Gabby soon or he would go insane. Up ahead, where the road ended and the playground was located, they saw a crowd of children and teenagers surrounding the distinctive ice cream truck just as Veronica had suspected. For some reason, the mystical music they usually played through his speakers wasn't being played. And while that was strange enough, the most conspicuous of all was that the show displayed by the truck, attracting visitors of the park with its unique performance. There was someone wearing a mascot costume of Simpolito, the popular character created by a famous comic strip cartoonist in the 1960s. Nico, I think I see Gabby over there. Nico looked in the direction Veronica was pointing. Gabby was right in the front row. She was so absorbed in the performance that even if Nicholas had shouted her name, she wouldn't have heard it. He didn't know what it was about the mascot that children adored so, following everywhere. There was something unsettling in Sampolito's empty eyes, making him feel sick. Yep, creepy. Something about it seemed twisted. His body moved as if he was in a trance, making his way through the crowd of children. He didn't even notice who his expression was like. The closer he got, the more sinister the presence of this being seemed to be. This performance required some girls to approach Sampolito to give them flowers made of balloons. But before the mascot even had a chance, Nico slapped away the balloon bucket aside and an impulse punched the man in the costume so hard that he fell on the ground. Hello? Yes, he's creepy. Yes, it seems that ice cream truck is simply missing. This the punching a little bit. That's right. Jesus Christ. Get your hands off of her. Jesus Christ. I'm gonna save this right now. I'm gonna... Oh fuck, I didn't like have to read that. Hold on. Back. There were surprised exclamations, followed by silence and then conscious whispers. The atmosphere was suddenly strange and cold. Nicholas, with his fists still unclenched, began to feel dizzy, not without knowing why. Small hands grabbed the back of his jacket. When he turned around, he faced Gabby's scary eyes. He knew the last thing he wanted was for her to see him that way, as if he were a monster, as if she could no longer trust him. Uncle Nico. The man inside the police's costume began to groan as he stood up. Hey, what's wrong with you? Can you see I'm working? Now? Now you look? And the moment Veronica and Andres managed to make their way through the crowd and stood next to Nicholas. I'm sorry, my friend isn't feeling very well. They tried to take him away from there, but Nicholas could barely react. He was so confused. Everything had changed so suddenly, he was no longer sure what had driven him to do something so stupid. Nicholas, snap out of it. What's gotten into you? Nicholas, are you okay? I don't know what I was thinking. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry I punched you. Veronica and Andres somehow managed to take him out of there. Okay, so there's something. The four of them walked back to Bernice's house, and although Nicholas knew that his friends were talking to him in hopes of comforting him, their voices seemed very far away, as it felt as if he needed to make a great effort to decipher what the sounds coming out of their mouths were. He only knew that Gabby was walking next to him, holding his arm. From time to time, she gave him worried glances, but she remained silent on the walk home. When Nicholas and Gabby returned home, he lay down on the couch while Gabby was sitting at the table, watching her cartoons and drawing. She seemed a little more lively. Gabby shared her watermelon gummies with him as she told him about what she wanted to do on vacation, now that Veronica was going to stay in town. When the cartoon ended, and Gabby was about to sleep, she surprised Nicholas with a sudden hug and gentle strokes on his head, as if he were the child who had had a bad day. "I'm sorry I scared you, Gabby. It won't happen again."
Sweet dreams, Uncle Nico. Good night.
Good night, Gabby. Nicholas was alone. He kept the TV on until he showed the end of the broadcast image. Then he got up from the sofa and went to the balcony. The fresh air made his mind feel clear and light. He sat on the balcony and closed his eyes for a moment, trying to remember all the details of that day. He knew something was wrong with him for quite some time. The whole situation with the serial killer only worsened the crisis inside him, having weighing him down since the tragic accident that killed almost his entire family. He had told himself that he didn't have time to get depressed or suffer from anguish. He had someone to take care of and a business to keep afloat, both of which required him to give him his best, to put on a happy face, to be patient and understanding, to put his own problems aside. Today, however, something inside had snapped when he saw the man in the costume, as if he had been looking for an excuse to vent all of his pent-up anger. Then, when he regained his senses, the image of himself in Gabby's eyes frightened him deeply. He didn't want to become someone terrifying. Holding back tears, he sighed heavily in the size of the night. Nicholas didn't know what to do. He had never wanted to be a burden to anyone, but he could no longer do this alone. He needed to at least have someone he trusted to talk to. He took his cell phone and looked through his contacts. Hmm. Accident. Nicholas tapped Andrew's contacts and waited through a ringing tone. Though it was late, maybe Andres will still be awake, and considering the events of the day, he wouldn't be surprised if Nicholas called him at that hour. After a little while, he heard Andrew's voice on the other end. "Nico! I didn't know whether to call you or not. I was so worried, but I thought I'd upset you." "You wouldn't, Andres. How are you feeling? Do you have like an out-of-body experience back there?" "I was worried because you seemed completely out of it, as if you were not aware of what was going on around you." "Yes, it's been a long time since something like this happened to me." "We're right. You get the feeling that you don't have any control over your body." "No, Nico, it's not that weird. You are very anxious, and that sometimes results in strange responses that you can't control. When we were looking for Gabby, you remember the accident, didn't you? That's why you look so desperate." "Yes, I still think about the accident a lot. It's hard not to feel this way all the time." "I know, it must be really hard. But you're not weird, Nico, trust me. And you didn't do anything that wild either. You just want to protect Gabby. I think anyone could understand that perfectly well." Maybe because Andre had also lost his close family, he could easily understand Nicholas' fears and anxieties. Andrew's words made him feel reassured and understood. But something troubled Nicholas. It was as if Andres was somehow seeking to forgive him and erase any guilt Nicholas might have felt about how he had acted. Nicholas wasn't sure he deserved it. No, in fact, he was sure that he shouldn't receive any kind of forgiveness or excuse. even if he had a reasonable response to his circumstances. Because even though it wasn't that serious, it didn't mean that it wasn't bad. He worried that Andrews might have idealized him in some way, as if he were someone exemplary and without any flaws. Nicholas wasn't like that. He was just a human full of flaws like anyone else. Andrews, maybe I didn't explain myself well. I seriously wanted to punch that guy. I took any excuse to do so, or so I thought. Later, I realized that I only acted on a whim, and I don't want that to happen again. Because then, I will no longer be able to consider myself a good person. Nico, you're being too harsh on yourself. Get yourself some slack. Lately, you've been so busy with work and family, we don't go out like we used to, and we don't do fun things anymore. I know we're not in high school anymore, and we have a lot of responsibilities. But it would be nice to do something fun once in a while. We can plan something with Bear and Marcelo and spend the whole day picnicking by the lake. I think Gabby will like it too. We can all have a great time. You know, Nico, sometimes you don't even realize you're isolating yourself, and that what you really need is to be surrounded by people who love you. Yes, Nicholas couldn't deny that he felt very excited about the picnic idea. Maybe it was true that he had begun to isolate himself. He hadn't noticed, because he always saw a lot of people, even more at the bar. But no matter how many people he saw or how many good and lively days at the bar he had, it couldn't compare to. You're right. I miss that a lot. Spending time with your family? Nicholas' eyes became teary, and he had to move the phone aside for a moment so Anders would not hear him crying. He had hit the nail on the head. Well, you have us, Nico. Never doubted. He sounded like Andres' voice cracked. Perhaps they were both crying in a comfortable silence. How foolish they were. It took Nicholas a moment to calm down, but in a way, it was good for him to be able to vent. Throughout the call, he never stopped feeling supported, like receiving a warm hug from afar. Thanks, Andres. Thanks for trusting me, Nico. They said a fond goodbye and Nicholas hung up on the phone. Nicholas was exhausted, completely worn out, but his heart felt warm. He stayed for a moment to contemplate the view from the balcony with beaming eyes. He didn't know why, but he felt he was surrounded by a gentle aura. He felt as if his world was suddenly kinder. Perhaps it was true that he was too hard on himself. Else he could sleep soundly that night. Okay, I'm gonna save, and I think I will leave it around here. So, so I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see each other again soon, probably. Bye bye.